Hello and welcome to Crypto Bible. My name is Oliver, and in today's episode, it's another Oliver and Experts episode. So get pretty pumped and get excited because I have got Jamie Dessar, who is a crypto and NFT expert. So like normal, let's jump straight in and get asking him some questions. Here he is. Jamie, how are you?
Hi, Oliver. Good, thank you. Yourself?
I'm good, thank you. So Jamie, I'm going to just jump straight in. So anyone that is watching this and doesn't know you, can you just explain who you are and what is it you do?
Yeah, of course. Well, I'll give you a bit of my background so everything will sort of lead together. My education is I had my degree in computer engineering. After school, I went to start a small network solutions company. From there, cryptos, this was around 2014, I would say. So cryptos were very, very new, but I sort of had my dabble with phone mining, computer mining.
Okay.
You can purchase cryptos. This is how far back we're going at this point. There wasn't exchanges. It was a different world back then. So got involved with mining on a very, very small scale. Had a network solutions company. So the feasible thing to do at the time was obviously sell all the equipment, buy all hardware GPU miners, and build a mining factory. So that served me for the next 3 years. I built up to 2,000 GPU miners. I was mining mainly Ethereum and other alternative coins. As I said, that was about a few year experience. I was running a business, so it was a sort of tangible thing of liquidating coins, paying electric bills, keeping overheads, hiring staff, engineers.
Yeah.
It was quite busy, as you can imagine.
Yeah.
So yeah, after that, I went back, and so digital marketing has always sort of been a love, an expert, something I've always sort of had a passion for. So I got more back involved in digital marketing. Crypto, obviously, there wasn't an industry of crypto at this time. There wasn't careers. It wasn't the world we're living in nowadays. So I went back in digital marketing, where for the last 5 to 6 years, I've been sort of a brand and transformational director. I go in, I find companies that have no online presence. I build their branding, their websites, their socials, and take any companies offline, online. So I've been doing that for small, medium enterprises, boutique agencies over the last God knows how many years. And then on the back end of last year, I found MetaFrames just through a job ads, just through a post on LinkedIn. I met the founder, Sanjay Wadhwani, and the rest of the team there, and I got hired as the head of digital.
Okay.
So I've been there. I've been at MetaFrames since Christmas, but obviously things have sort of grown really, really quickly. I've already been promoted from the head of digital to the
Congratulations.
CMO. Thank you. So yeah, I'm now the CMO of the company. CMO as in Chief Metaverse Officer, not Chief Marketing Officer.
Nice.
Yeah, there's a lot of different terminologies. It's a different age. So I'm sure lots of job titles will change with the times at the moment, but hopefully I'm at the front of it all.
Okay.
And now what my sort of roles are, we're building a marketplace, an NFT marketplace. We're fully VC backed. We've got a great board of directors. We've got some real strong heads, and I'll go into a bit more about that after. But
sure.
We're building a unique platform. There's marketplaces popping up left, right, and centre, as you know.
So let's just sorry, James, to interject. Let's just stop there. So anyone that picks up this episode, say they don't know what an NFT is, can you just quickly sort of in layman's terms explain what an NFT is and why would people want an NFT?
Of course. So an NFT is a non-fungible token, okay? In layman's terms, it's a digital asset. Now, people have a bit of conception where they think NFT means it's going to be a purple monkey nowadays.
Yeah.
That's not the case. A digital asset is a unique piece of music, a piece of artwork, a piece of code, a piece of text, something signed off through blockchain that says this is the one and only. There's nothing else like this, and that makes it unique and original. Where it's sort of been translated and the biggest sort of craze is in art right now. So as you know, there's physical pieces of art. They make a few pieces, they get signed off by the author or the artist, and there's people who can do checks to make sure that's not fraudulent, that's the original, and obviously that's a one-off piece. Okay. But now we have blockchain, we have this non-fungible token, and we have this bit of code to sign off. Now we don't need to hire in people, double check through paintwork and lines and textures. Now this one bit of code of a tick shows you that it's unique. And that's basically the purpose of non-fungible tokens.
Okay, fantastic. Now I want to talk a little bit more about MetaFrames, because people that already know about NFTs have probably heard about Magic Eden, OpenSea, where a place where you can buy NFTs. So what is MetaFrames in comparison to, you know, the OpenSeas and the Magic Edens? And can you tell us a little bit more about what it is and what you can do on it?
Of course. So once again, like the other names you've mentioned, they're all NFT marketplaces, and we will be another one. There's going to be a massive difference is we are all around our community. We're very community based. So we've got 4 C's. That's create, collect, curate, and connect. Okay. And what we're trying to do is make a community that's safe for artists, content creators to come and show their work. We're very heavily invested into, we're working with some major IPs at the moment. So everything we're doing, we're trying to stop this whole wild west of what sort of open seas and some of these other marketplaces are. You get Bored Ape 1, 2, 3, 4. You don't know if you're buying something legitimate, something that's a scam.
That's true.
People that are novice in this market, who are just obviously tipping their toes into the water, they've got so much to sort of rattle around, connecting wallets, setting up, minting, mining this. The last thing they want to know is, hold up, am I actually buying the original Bored Ape, or am I buying the 15th variation that someone's put an extra asterisk on? So we're really focused on trying to make this safe haven, this comfortable place where basically it's easy as even your mother being able to come, connect her wallet, buy what she sees fit, but you'll know anyone on our marketplace will be safe. We're sort of trying to do something. This is something I've invented in the last few weeks, basically. Okay. I'm going to do something called the AAA verification. And what the AAAs is for administration, it's for automation, and it's for approval. So what that means is anyone coming onto our website, there's going to be some heavy, extensive administration to make sure that we've done our homework, we've done plagiarism, duplication checks, Photoshop thing, just to make sure that this was the original sort of artwork or the original meme, original piece of music. We're then going to be building some automation behind this to obviously streamline the process. But the biggest thing where I think everyone else is missing, we're going to have manual approval. So we're going to have a big team of staff to sit there and go through as heavy moderators to make sure they're filtering out any of these scam, any of these lookalike, any of these duplicates, and hopefully that should make us different from the rest.
Okay, that's good. No, it'll build trust, definitely, Jamie. So, okay, how on the NFT marketplace, because like OpenSea, you've got Ethereum, you need Ethereum, like Magic Eden, you need Sol. How will the wallet structure work with MetaFrames? Will there be a specific coin you need to buy to get the stuff? How will that work?
So we're building a multi-network exchange, meaning we're all about our community. We're all about our fan base. We want to let it up to the actual users to decide where they want to mint, what network they want to use. So it will, when we open the doors, which will be this side of the quarter, we will be starting with Ethereum and the Polygon network. Okay, we'll be introducing a few more as we go down the line, but this will be working with a MetaMask wallet. It'll be working with a Coinbase wallet, and it will be down to you to decide where you want to mint and where you want to buy. So it's one thing for all. We're also introducing a fiat to crypto exchange in the platform. So some people, they don't have wallets yet. Some people just have fiat money, obviously, like most people in this everyday world. So we're just, as I mentioned earlier, we're trying to make this as easy as our parents, our grandparents, they have a computer, that is. So obviously to be able to just buy this, just like any other piece of art, or just like your normal shopping experience on Amazon or somewhere.
I think that's quite important, actually, Jamie, because people in the world of crypto already know that, hey, I have some ETH, I'll transfer it across and I'll buy it. But people that may not necessarily be into crypto, but they're into NFTs and artwork, and they just have normal fiat, they're like, what do you mean I need crypto to buy this? So it kind of answers the question about actually buying an NFT with fiat, which is, I think, very interesting and a bit more universal for all. So what I'd love to talk to you about, Jamie, is NFTs and utility. So NFTs, some are literally just a piece of artwork, but what I'm seeing now, and a lot of people are seeing, is these play to earn games, the staking, the renting. So NFTs can actually be an investment. On the back of that, they can generate passive income. What do you think of that? And what do you see as being like the next sort of NFT that is going to use this utility and going to be, a good purchase? Not financial advice, but just your opinion on all of that.
So, okay, my personal opinion on like the NFT sort of space, where it is and where it's going. Personally, and this is from someone who's building an NFT marketplace, I feel like this artwork that has obviously no sort of like involvement in the Web3 space, nothing that it can actually provide or produce. I feel like there's a limited time span there, and it will come to a halt soon. There is some beautiful artwork projects will make money because of the appreciation for art, but I feel like that's quite limited out there. Where it's stepping is, as you mentioned, is utilities. There needs to be some sort of processing power behind these NFTs, behind these fungible tokens, to make it sort of viable and sort of a profitable project for someone to buy into. So strong believer in obviously having the play to earn stuff. I feel like any company that has a strong team of directors, a strong advisory board, has VC backing, has funding, and obviously has a strong sort of head in the game development sort of area, is going to be winning this year. Okay.
Yeah.
We ourselves have hired in a few in-house game designers and 3D graphic designers. That's also a route we've taken. As I mentioned, we're working with some major IPs. I can't mention any names at the moment.
Sure.
But soon to come. Keep watching our LinkedIn and our Facebook and Instagram and all that. But we're going to be incorporating that self. And everything we're going to be doing will have a benefit for the community. So there'll be an in-house coin behind it, a token that will give beneficial relief for minting, for transactional fees, for liquidity mining. There will also be a play to earn element for the game where you can win NFTs, earn more credits, more gameplay, more time, but a way to get everyone to interact. As far as what everyone else is doing, a lot of companies are following that same footstep. And unless you are, I feel like you're going to lose before you start. And that's just my personal opinion.
Okay. So utility is good. So let's talk about blockchain and NFTs, living on at the moment. We've seen Ethereum, it's the number one. It's got a load of NFT projects, but gas fees are an issue. You've got Solana blowing up. You've got AVAX. So we're seeing NFTs all sort of over the place. What blockchain do you see, in your opinion, being the king of NFTs, and maybe flipping something like Ethereum? What are your thoughts on that?
So I'm strongly drawn to the Polymatic network personally. I just feel like out of all the sort of blockchains out there, it's the eco-friendliest in a way, if you want to say that. And I am just coming from an ex-miner, but we do have to worry about our carbon footprints, our carbon credits. It's a big thing. We're utilizing a lot of power. It does give off pollution. And if you do want to build a sustainable company, something with actual growth and somewhere to stand in this sort of world, then you need to be thinking about the sort of green map and green footprint that you're putting on this planet. So for that reason, Polygon, I reckon, is a strong sort of contender in there. Yeah. At the same time, I'm watching lots of companies, lots of coins, lots of tokens. There's many mistakes everywhere. No one's got it just right yet. And I feel like, if anything, there's new NFT companies emerging day by day. There's new game companies. There's new Web3 Metaverse companies. This is a chance for, and it's not us, by the way, but this is a chance for a new sort of crypto network to also blossom and explode right now. Something that maybe backs up and benefits the non-fungible token. So I don't know who that's going to be. Maybe it's someone watching this video, but I feel like there's a real time right now for the new network to sort of emerge out of this craziness, if you want to call it.
Okay, interesting. Okay, Jamie, we've mentioned the keyword a few times in our little chat today, and that keyword is Metaverse. Facebook changing their name. We've got Microsoft, we've got Disney making plays. What are your thoughts on the Metaverse? Who do you think? Obviously, we've got Decentraland and Sandbox, which are the top two that everyone kind of has heard of. What are your thoughts on the Metaverse? What coins do you think will do well? Just talk to me everything Metaverse.
Cool. So Metaverse is happening. People don't want to believe it. People are scared. People don't like it. Either way, it's happening. We've gone from obviously Web 1.0, as we've seen, from sending emails and messages on MSN. We've gone into Web 2.0, the consumer-based lifestyle, Amazon, eBay, PayPal, cryptocurrencies obviously emerging. We're now in this sort of stagnant point of 2.5 web, okay? And this is with all these new emerging companies trying to get their tech to be VR ready, to make everything immersive, everything sort of functional, digital frames, digital TVs, NFT ready. So it is happening. There's far too much VC money. There's far too much angel money, seed money, and capital raising going on for everyone to be crazy.
Sure.
There's too many of the big boys, as you mentioned, Facebook, Nintendo right now, Ubisoft. There's many major game companies out there, obviously. So we can't all be going down the wrong idea, but this is definitely happening, I reckon, within the next 3 to 5 years. Big contenders, as you mentioned, Decentraland, Sandbox, I feel like they are at the top right now. Yeah. MetaFrames is obviously building our own chunk of the metaverse. Now, this is one thing I'd like to sort of like speak about, maybe educate people. I feel like people have this conception that the metaverse is going to be this big space where everyone's going to get warped into, all right? People are making their own parts of this metaverse. Right now, it's very segmented, it's very separated, and unless it all links together or companies start collaborating, joining code, linking softwares, and finding a way for everything to loop, it's going to take longer to progress. And obviously, I want to be in the metaverse, just like a lot of other people. I want to see where it's going to take our world. So I feel like companies need to be a bit more liberal, be open up, having a lot more conversation, maybe interlinking, sharing code. Everyone's just got NDAs in front of each other right now and trying to keep all their secrets close to their chest. But I feel people need to be a bit more open. As far as sort of Facebook, the original Meta goes, my only concern is I feel like they're not going to make it because they're a company that sells your data for the living. They capture your data for a living. And to go and get sucked in a virtual world where you're going to be spending, buying, playing, and living most of your life, I personally don't really want to be recorded by Meta. I don't want to be giving away my data to them, and I don't want to know everything, which they already know everything of anyway. So I feel like some of the big boys, which everyone thinks they are going to win, are going to lose. And it's just a new time for smaller companies, emerging companies to actually come out and shine for the first time.
I think it's interesting, Jamie, because like what you said with Meta, and even with Meta, Microsoft, Disney, whoever it may be, the organization, you know, a big thing in the world of crypto and why everyone loves it is the kind of the DeFi aspect, you know, the trustless, there's no organization that runs it. It's a kind of an open code, open network where anyone can come, like you said, interoperability, so people can bring in, you know, their NFTs, their weapons from wherever, and it all work. But is there going to be like a metaverse that isn't controlled by an organization? Is going to, I think, in my opinion, is going to be more advantageous or more sort of what people want rather than what, like straight away what you said. Since you have a business name attached to it, it kind of puts people's backs up, because then they're like, well, I'm feeding the man, I'm giving them money rather than a place where people can be free, sort of an express. So I don't know how that would work. A bit, you know, it always reminds me of the film. Have you seen the film? Ready Player One.
Love Ready Player One. Brilliant movie.
Yeah,
John Halliday.
And I think in a world like that, you know, you want to get involved, you want to try it because it's so awesome and expressive. And you try and think if Meta had that or Microsoft had that, would people have that connection? Yes, they've got some good games, like Microsoft have got, you know, some, and now they bought Activision and Blizzard. They've got some strong titles there. I mean, Call of Duty is massive. Imagine playing that in the metaverse. They've got the rights. A lot of people are going to be wanting to do that, but it's just very interesting to if an organization is going to be running the actual metaverse, whether people would, you know, feel as connected, because it's, you know,
it's not. I agree with you, Oliver. So this is where I feel like it's gone down this is where people are going wrong. And obviously, look, it's just an opinion of me. Like, no one's an expert in this industry, and anyone who tells you that I was a liar, because it's all too new to know anything. But obviously, we have a strong team. We're doing lots of research into everything, every area. We've got top professionals, top of their game. So I personally think the Facebooks, the Metas, I feel like these people are going to fail because they are trying to be the control of it. As I will take this back to my company for a moment, because what MetaFrames is trying to do different is we're going to be community based. The reason why we haven't even launched yet is because we're sitting back on the sidelines, watching, listening to the people, trying to wait to hear what they want. And every time I see something pop up, for example, a few weeks ago, OpenSeas, they went down for quite a bit of time, people start freaking out. There's trillions of pounds transacted through there. Okay.
Yeah.
So of course people are going to be freaking out. And I jumped into a Twitter group and there was 1,000 people on there, people giving sort of their ideas of where they think the metaverse could come. And they were all saying that NFT sort of marketplaces, these control, even sort of metaverses, people trying to control everyone. They're not going to stand for it. People need to be their own free person. So one thing we're started to build and develop since then, we're making a virtual gallery at the moment, which will also be soon to launch soon. This virtual gallery will plug into your NFT wallet. It will be able to curate, show off your art. We'll give you your own domain, your own space. You don't need to take people to our marketplace. Take them to your marketplace. And we're going to be following the same steps with the metaverse. We're sitting back. We're building lots of virtual environments right now, but we want it to be community-led, community-run. We want the community to have an opinion on it. We want them to be happy. Obviously, look, we're a company behind it, and a company needs to put some structure in place, but we want to build it and let everyone run free and let them make their own decisions in there. So I'm hoping MetaFrames.io can be that one sort of different person. Yeah. I feel that we are listening, and we are people of the art community. We are people of the entertainment committee. We've got some serious heavy hitters on our company. Our board of advisory, we've got Steve Lewis, ex-Virgin Media. We've got Jerome Anderson, one of the leading football agents in the UK, used to be ex of Entertainment and Media Group. We've got Phil Sherrill, Entertainment and Sports at Bird and Bird. We've got our own founder, Sanjay Wadhwani, who was a founder and former of Ascension Ventures. So we've got some serious players, some serious heavy hitters here. And I'm hoping with our team, and all that's not even going into the developers, the designers, and all the high-end researchers we've got here. I feel like we're making the right noise to hopefully make a safe space in the metaverse as well as the NFT marketplace world.
Nice. I love the passion, Jamie. It's contagious.
Thank you. It's good. I love what I'm doing. It's hard not to be happy.
No, it's good. I love it. Now, Jamie, okay. Now, a lot of people searching on YouTube, the internet, that are wanting to get into the NFT space because they see people making money. They watch social media and they go, hang on, what's going on? People keep going about NFTs and how much they're making 100x, 30x, whatever it is. Jamie, what advice can you give someone that's looking for an NFT, almost like a bullet point kind of system that they could use to go, right, this is what I need to do to check off to make sure that I'm not going to get scammed, and I'm going to buy an NFT after I've done all my research. So, what advice can you give people, Jamie, that want to get into the NFT space?
So I have like a mini checklist. I do speak about this on social media as well. So if people do want to follow, I do daily updates of checklists, save things to do, what to look out for, what not to. But I personally, it's all about the team. So the first thing I do is look for their web presence. Make sure they've got Instagrams, make sure they've got a Discord channel, make sure they've got a functioning website, make sure they've got a LinkedIn page. Once I know they've got a presence and they haven't got a website that says copyright 2013, for example, when clearly the page got put up 2 days ago, it's the little fine details, even spelling mistakes, things like that, grammar. If you have a professional team behind you, it takes 5 minutes to do some spell checking on word processor. So these fine little details is what makes and breaks a sort of a real project. Okay. Then I start to look at the following. So if all the pages, all the sort of websites, all their socials looks great, but they only have a couple of hundred people on there and thousands of messages, something's not adding up in my eyes, personally.
Yeah.
So make sure there's healthy numbers. This doesn't need to be in the hundreds of thousands, doesn't need to be in the millions, but just a healthy number. Obviously, look at how long the project started, look how much they've been speaking, and then look how many follows they have from there. And that should give you a nice sort of engagement to go by. And then the third thing is, obviously, I like to see on the team where their background is. So I understand that NFTs are new, but if they are trying to build some type of art project and they haven't got one sort of artist with any sort of presence, that's alarm bells. Even a high-end graphic designer who might not be sort of out there in the artist world, they're going to have a track record, a portfolio. They're going to be on LinkedIn. You're going to be able to find their work. So if I can't find the following of the actual work of the artist they're promoting, that's the next alarm bell. So those are the three main things I look at the company. Once I've sort of made my checklist and there's enough following, enough presence, I'm happy with the people, then it's down to backing. It's a big thing. I know obviously there's a lot of people that have got lucky, made a few projects and made some money from it. But if you want to look at longevity, if you're buying something to hold with the hope of that company being around still in a few years, you need to make sure they're backed. So go on pitch deck, go on obviously use Google, use other tools, but make sure that company has had funding. And if they haven't, I'd put that in my watch list and wait until they do have funding. And that'd be something I'll come back to. So those are sort of the main things I really check out in the project. And then the last thing is just really the advisory boards. Who are them heavy hitters on the boards? Is there some real sort of influential names? Do these guys know what they're talking about? It doesn't matter sort of what your industry and background is, but let's say you're making a game and that game's got sort of some play to earn elements.
Yeah.
I want to see that they've got people in media on them. Want to see they've got development in there. I want to see they've got solicitors, IP people, copyright lawyers. I want to make sure that they've got the whole base covered, that this is a worthwhile project. And if I buy something, I hold it. And in 5 years, that company's still alive and I'm making a profit on my NFT, basically.
Got you. So, okay, Jamie, you said briefly that you mentioned the bullet points on Twitter. So if anyone's watching this and they want to get to your Twitter, what is the Twitter called?
Okay, all our socials are metaframes.io, okay?
Cool. Very easy, very simple. We'll put it in the description as well if you want to see it in the description. Okay, so lots of interesting talk about NFTs. Let's just talk about crypto at the moment as well, because obviously I just want to get your thoughts. Obviously, no one really knows what's going on, but we can, chat about it in your opinion. What do you think the market is kind of, slumping at the moment, Jamie?
Okay, well, look, I'm a crypto veteran, so I'm a long-term holder, believer, and everything crypto. Where the market's at right now, my personal sort of reasons, beliefs why I think it's taken its hit. There's a lot of talk about taxes, returns, obviously showing your accounts, HMRC revenue. So I feel like all these financial authorities getting involved is scaring people. Now,
yeah.
And I'll use that broadly because at the end of the day, doesn't matter what you do. The reason why people have sort of drawn to cryptos is because it's like an offshore bank account. It's a safe haven. And people, obviously, if they want to sort of avoid tax, this and that, that's where they've drawn to it. Now people have made exponential amounts, obviously high profit earnings from their crypto wallets. They're now worried they're going to have to pay a big chunk of that to the government. First of all, guys, if you've made money in crypto, pay your taxes. There's no harm. You've made enough. Don't get greedy. But I feel like a lot of people are sort of profit taking or sort of pulling funds out of crypto because they're scared where to show their money. It will correct itself, but I feel like that's the sort of the biggest tank for it. And right now, obviously, things look like they're stabilizing a bit. I feel like we've got a bit further down to come within a bit of a market crash. We have in-house traders here. As I said, a big research team. So we're looking at the markets constantly. And from what we're looking at, we're probably going to go down quite a bit for the next 3 to 6 months. And just like it constantly does, life repeats itself. It will pop back up again. It will go to the highest peak it's ever been, probably 50, 60, 70,000 pounds this time. Everyone will be happy and forget there was even a market crash in the first place. But this is cryptos. They've got to correct themselves. They've got to stabilize. They will go up and down. I'm in it for the long haul, so I'm just in it to stay here.
And what do you think about regulation? Do you think that'll help volatility, and you think we'll maybe could bring on more crypto adopters?
So I feel like this needs to be regulated. I love the fact that obviously everyone's getting busy. Even with us, we're making sure we've got that team behind us. So we want to be regulated. We're ready to take it on board. So yes, of course, there's going to be a bit of effect, but I reckon it's, if anything, once this is a full regulated industry, just like the stock markets, this will have a lot more stability. Don't get me wrong, still high profits and big amounts to make in the market, but it will sort of put a fine line and make things stable. And that's what will make this an easier place to sort of live in, because there's so much going on all the time. On top of it, your currency, whatever your money's worth, it goes up 100% and down 100% in the same 24 hours. It just be nice to not have to look at it all the time. So that's why I'd like the regulation to kick in more than anything. It's
funny because you look online and people say, the term like set it and forget it. But when you're passionate like you and you're interested in crypto, you can't help but look at it daily because you're in the world. So set it and forget it is great if you're someone that isn't interested and you just want to make the money and forget about it. But when you're living and breathing crypto, you are going to look at your crypto daily because you're like, wow, I love the space. Okay, so I ask this to everyone, Jamie, because it's always, interesting to see what people's thoughts are. In your opinion, what coins stand out to you that you can see performing well in the cryptocurrency space?
Oh, that's a tough one. So, okay, personally, I think anything right now that is wrapped ETH, Polymatic, or on the Solana network, anything that's used to sort of buy NFTs is a no-brainer that it's going to win right now. Okay, I'm a strong believer that Monero sort of holds as a stable coin for the future. I'm a big holder of Monero myself, and otherwise, I do dabble in sort of altcoins. One that I've held on to that seems to be doing me pretty well is Graphcoin. So
Okay.
I feel like there's a bit of hope there, and there's if you want a bit more of a risk sort of element to your profit diversity, then Graph is definitely a coin to look into. But right now, because obviously I'm sort of in that NFT and that metaverse space, I've sort of taken a bit of a step back from the day trading and playing with 100 different altcoins each day. And as I said, anything that's sort of Polymatic, Ethereum based, I feel like are coins that are going to hold some substance right now in Web3, in this day and age, and obviously through to the metaverse.
Okay, awesome. That's a good answer. Okay, I'm going to say to you, I'm going to say 4. Give me 4 blockchains you think are going to be number 1, as in it's going to be the top blockchain, and then go down to number 4, which, is number 4. So number 1 would be the number 1, the king, the daddy. Obviously, at the moment, we know that that's Ethereum, but in the future, in your personal opinion, not financial advice, give me your top 4.
It's hard to even give you top 4. Like, everything changes day by day. Like, look, blockchain, Bitcoin will always be Bitcoin. It's always going to stay at the top in my eyes. It's a dominator. It leads the rest of them. Ethereum, once again, will follow next in line. Next, I would say the Polymatic network, just because of obviously all the funds and money going into it. And I'll be honest, I'd just keep it the top 3 personally, because see where that 4th line is? It's ever rotating, and I don't want to be making guesstimates right now.
No, that's cool. That's good. It's just a cool little chat. I like it, back and forth. So you went Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then Polymatic, yeah?
Yeah.
3, awesome. Okay, and you touched a little bit earlier actually on, because there's a lot of chat about Bitcoin hitting 100K and Ethereum hitting 10K this year, and you said we're looking a little bit bearish. Can you see that happening this year? Can you see like 100 coin Bitcoin? And
this year, from obviously how the market's looking, this is going to be a correction year. I reckon there's going to be a lot of freaking out right now. I reckon it's going to take a good 3 to 6 months to start stabilizing. When we sort of hit that point, it will obviously fly past an alt hit in time. But I reckon it's going to be a recovery year for us right now. And I personally, and I'll be biting my own tongue, obviously, if I'm wrong, but I can't see Ethereum hitting 10K and Bitcoin hitting 100K. But within the next 4 years, I see that happening for the both of them, 100%.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, at the moment with, NFTs, and everyone seems to be buying a huge chunk of NFTs off the Ethereum blockchain. I mean, we look in January for OpenSea, that I can't remember the exact number, but they're making ridiculous amounts of money while crypto is sort of, it's gone on the downward trend, and but OpenSea and NFTs seem to be booming.
The thing is, Oliver, you've got to understand is everyone's got this sort of everyone's got this idea where they look at their Bitcoins and it's worth £30,000 and they think they've got £30,000. In my mind, a Bitcoin's a Bitcoin, and Ethereum's an Ethereum. Okay, these cryptocurrencies are used to buy and purchase NFTs. So NFTs are going to constantly be winning, and the company owners and holders, they're just counting their actual coins. They're not counting the fiat sort of equation to that sort of money. The second you can get that concept out of your head and stop counting that every Bitcoin is worth X amount and every other cryptocurrency is worth that, and just see them for the actual coin, everyone's life would be a lot easier. That's in my personal opinion.
Yeah, no, that's definitely an interesting insight there, Jamie, because I do think people still who are investing in cryptos still have that mindset of what is that in fiat? What is that in fiat?
Yeah.
And not seeing it as a utility like, right, 1 ETH, I'm going to buy, Bored Ape Yacht Club. Right, I need however many ETH.
Couldn't have
and
said it any
whatnot.
better, Oliver. That's exactly it. That's exactly it.
So, in your opinion, back to NFTs, do you see the NFTs that will perform and sort of dominate? Do you see them being the staking, the play to earn ones with like into metaverse kind of territory?
100%. Anything with sort of play to earn features, anything that offers something, any type of utility. I've seen some type of there's cashback NFTs now. So you purchase it, you get some sort of reward, something to redeem from it. It has a function in everyday society. It's going to work. StockX, they're releasing that for everyone who purchases a pair of shoes, receive the NFT, and you have a choice. You can either hold on to the digital asset of it, or you burn it and you get the physical property for it. Brilliant. Anything that has something to offer within a service is going to be winning right now.
Mad. Yeah, no, it's crazy. No, I think I agree. I think NFTs, because I think when I first heard of them, and it was spoke as a JPEG, and you just own the deed or the intellectual property of the JPEG, and I was like, okay, that's cool, but unless it's like a really cool piece or a collector, say for like Star Wars or like Lord of the Rings, and you just wanted a digital piece of art, I got that. But then I was like, but then what? But then NFTs as use for like a weapon in a game, or then when I start hearing that you can make passive income off it, or staking, or like what you said, then to me that makes more sense. I'm thinking, okay, I've got something now which looks really cool, but also it's an investment because it'll always be worth something, hopefully, and I'm getting passive income off of staking it on this play to earn game. And if you're a bit of a gamer as well, NFTs kind of make sense, if you're.
They make complete sense if you're a gamer. Obviously, I feel everyone in space has a bit of game element in them, or they wouldn't be here in the first place.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, imagine if you can imagine, monetizing something like Call of Duty, like in the future in the metaverse, where instead of the kills you're making or whatever, you're making coin.
Yeah,
it's gonna blow up because everyone's playing games like PlayStation and not earning, but then all of a sudden there's an earn element, and they're like, hang on a minute,
Well, no, it's worse. People playing PlayStation and other gamers, they're not only not earning, they're spending more money because they want the skins, the mods, the this, the that. So they're down and down. They all have fun, but I feel bad for all the parents who are handing over the credit card to pay for most of the things. Obviously, with what everyone's doing in this NFT space, what we're doing, we're actually it's all about rewarding. It's all about the community. If anything, we're sort of building everyone's sort of future, because all these games that our children, my children, everyone will be playing in the sort of future, they're going to actually have something to come out of the game with, something to sell after, something to trade, something of an actual financial value. And, that's going to keep parents happy. That's going to keep adults happy. It's going to make people happy while doing it because they're earning. So, yeah.
That's very cool. No, I like it. So, MetaFrames are an NFT exchange. And you guys also do cryptos through that exchange. Is that going to be people can buy and sell on that?
So, okay, the main focus right now is the marketplace. And obviously, so where our platform, we're building a place for the community. We're going to have creators tools in there, artists be able to actually make like Photoshop type suites, mint them actually within our platform, upload, share it with their community. I told you about the virtual gallery where people can curate, collect, show off their connections. Sorry, what was the other question you asked me?
I like that. Can you trade crypto on it as well?
Okay, so we are building, we are making a token. We're doing tokenomics at the moment. Right now, we're sitting back and watching, obviously, the mistakes, making sure we don't do it, making sure we do something different and unique. Our coin's purpose will be, obviously, to save people on gas fees, to reward users for spending on our platform, to help, obviously, to translate over to our games and virtual environments. But everything we're doing is all about saving fees and rewarding the community. It's not about us profitizing. It's not about our team taking a big chunk of money like a lot of other companies out there. We have a business. We have other businesses anyway. This is all about building the community and letting the community take off right now.
Sounds epic. And I just want to say thanks ever so much for your time today, Jamie. And I would love to catch up with you and MetaFrames, obviously, when it's released, and see how it goes and talk about some of the collections on there. But I just want to say thanks ever so much for your time and chatting with me, everything crypto and NFTs.
And Oliver, thank you for having me, man. It's been a pleasure. It's been really nice to be with you today.
Thank you very much. I'll see you next time.
I'll see you soon. Take care.
So there you go, guys. That was Jamie Dessar just talking about NFTs, crypto. Sounds like they've got a very interesting exchange where they marketplace where you can buy NFTs, and hopefully we can catch up with him again in the future and see what happens. Now, if you have any questions at all about today's episode, please pop them in the comments below. As always, throw me a like, get yourself subscribed to Crypto Bible. We have many more experts coming up. And as always, hit the notification bell icon as well so you never miss any of our new episode. And once again, thank you ever so much for joining me today, and I'll see you on the next one.